So it looks like Davante Adams is staying his ass here in Las Vegas for yet another year in the silver and black. I know a lot of you guys are probably punching the air right now, especially if you're a Derek Carr fan, but hey, it's okay. We still got an elite wide receiver here to play with a new quarterback come 2023. But he may not be the only one staying here in Las Vegas next year, because the Raiders seem to be interested in bringing back the #1 running back in the NFL today, Josh Jacobs. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the Carr family and what David had to say about our Las Vegas Raiders. But before we get started with that, a quick word from the sponsors of this video. I do want to let you guys know, if you guys are going to go to the game this weekend or any other Raiders game this year, then I want to let you guys know about the Game Time app. If you're looking for some cheap last minute tickets for the Raider game or just any other events, then this is the app for you. Not only do they provide great prices, but when you're looking for tickets, they show you your exact view from your seat. Use my promo code SamoaRaider to get $20 off your first order of $150 or more.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
First things first, I do want to send some love and some prayers over to Damar Hamlin and his family. I hope he does get better and he makes a comeback and he does bounce back stronger than ever. I also want to give a shout out to you guys, the Raider Nation, all of you guys that wish me congratulations after, having my first kid. It truly has been a blessing, and I know these past couple of days has been really busy for me to kind of situate myself with my YouTube working schedule and also trying to be a dad. But again, I do want to thank each and every one of you guys taking some time out of your day just to congratulate me on YouTube and even on Instagram, man. I really do appreciate that. But with that being said, let's talk some Raider news. So it looks like Davante Adams is going to be a Raider in 2023, even without his compadre, his homie, his dog, Derek Carr. So you guys can all stop acting like this dude's going to leave just because of Carr.
Well, do you want to come back and be a Raider again next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I came here, I wouldn't have been here or ended up here originally probably, if Derek wasn't here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I won't be here, in the event that he's not here. That's my boy. Obviously, I got his back through anything. I think I've made that more than clear at this point, and I support him and support everything that he has, moving forward as well.
I mean, I would hate to say that I told you so, but hey, I told you so. Yes, of course, Derek Carr was one of the main reasons why Davante Adams came over here in the first place, but I told you guys he was not going to be the reason why he left, because there was a lot more reasons why Davante came here to Las Vegas. One, it was closer to family. Two, it was better weather for him because it was cold as fuck over there in Green Bay. And three, this dude grew up a Raiders fan, so why wouldn't he want to play for his favorite team growing up?
My dream was to play for this team before he was a Raider, obviously, and at this point I want to, obviously try to make this thing work and continue on doing what I'm doing here, and myself get better, and obviously see the team grow and get better as well.
So miss me with all that bullshit. A lot of people believe a lot of things nowadays, especially when Derek Carr came out and said he'll retire a Raider if he was not going to be a part of this team anymore. And you know what? Since day one, I've been calling cap on that whole situation. Now, apparently, Oliver's cousin, Derek Carr, is still going to be playing in the NFL after his time here with the Raiders, whether he gets traded or gets cut from the team. Of course, I understand that, Derek wanted to retire a Raider. That's where his loyalty comes in. And you know what? I got a lot of respect for that. But to say that he wasn't going to play for any other team in the NFL if he wasn't a Raider, it's kind of crazy to me. But getting back to Davante Adams, man, this is some huge news, especially for the Raiders organization, because we can definitely build on this or build around Davante Adams and this offense. Shout out to Jarrett Stidham. Because of this guy, Jarrett Stidham, we have seen potential in this offense with a different quarterback not named Derek Carr. The plays that he was making and the poise that he had in the pocket really elevated the play of everyone else. This Josh McDaniels-led offense under Jarrett Stidham actually looked great against the best defense in the NFL, and that says a lot. So I'm pretty sure, Davante Adams seen all of this on Sunday, obviously because he played, and he had to really think twice about this whole situation moving forward. He even gave a lot of credit to Jarrett Stidham, gave him a little bit of praise after the game.
Jared, I think he shocked a lot of people. He didn't shock me. Took control of the huddle, took control of the game, and played an amazing game today. So we, he apologized when we brought the team up for not being able to finish it out, and I think every single person on the team said, man, get out of here with that. You balled out and you did your thing.
Now, if you take a step back, I know we're all having fun with the Stiddy show, and yes, he played great against the 49ers, but my biggest question moving forward with him is if he can be consistent with his play. We've seen Derek Carr play great countless times. But then the very next game, we would see Derek Carr play like a mid quarterback, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. And that was one of the reasons why a lot of fans were really frustrated with him, because he was so inconsistent. So with Jarrett Stidham, as much as I praise this dude, as much as I give this guy his flowers, especially for what he did against the best defense on Sunday, I just want to see that consistency from him. If he can go out there and prove that last week wasn't a fluke against a Kansas City Chiefs team that we know is one of the best in the NFL today and still light it up, then we got to definitely reconsider who we're going to have at quarterback moving forward. We could possibly just keep Jarrett Stidham as a bridge quarterback. He knows the system. He knows Josh McDaniels, and he's going to be a much cheaper option than Derek Carr, or even going out in free agency and getting somebody else to come over here, because we know that we could possibly go into the draft somebody to kind of learn under Jarrett Stidham, or even move forward to the following year where we have a lot of other quarterbacks coming into the draft. But on the other hand, if Jarrett Stidham doesn't play well on Sunday and he just throws up a dud, then we don't have to move forward with this guy, and we go and get somebody that knows the system already and move forward with them as a bridge quarterback. Whoever that next guy is, we know for a fact, reports already came out that Davante Adams is going to be one of the guys that's going to be a part of that decision. He's going to be in the loop for who the quarterback of the future will be in the silver and black, and rightfully so. There's a lot of options out there that we've talked about other than Jarrett Stidham moving forward. Obviously, there's the Tom Brady talks out there, there's the Jimmy Garoppolo talks out there, even trading for a guy like Mac Jones, which I do not want happening. And there's also us possibly trading for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how crazy would that be, especially a year after Davante Adams left Green Bay to come to Las Vegas and bringing over Aaron Rodgers? That would be crazy, but hey, anything can happen. Honestly, it really doesn't matter, because Davante Adams has already proved that he could be an elite wide receiver with any quarterback out there. At the end of the day, all we know is Davante will return to the silver and black in 2023, and I'm happy about that. How are you guys feeling about that, Raider Nation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, another player that we all hope will stay in the silver and black is none other than the #1 running back in the NFL today, Joshua Jacobs. As you guys already know, Josh Jacobs' 5th-year option was not picked up last offseason, but after proving all the doubters and the coaching staff wrong, having his best year yet, leading the league in rushing with 1,608 yards and also having 12 touchdowns on top of all of that, it looks like the Raiders might reconsider and bring back the former first-round pick. But according to my guy Vinny B in the place to be, he stated that the Raiders intend to bring back Josh Jacobs after this season. He also added, and I quote, "I would say it's almost 100% that Jacobs will be back next year. You could almost book that. They're going to figure out a way to get it done, and they have a lot of tools at their disposal, including the franchise tag to get that done. If you're worried about Josh Jacobs not being here, I think you can probably sleep pretty easily on that one." Now, to add on to that, we've already seen Josh Jacobs verbally state his interest in returning to the silver and black next season.
I come here and work each day. At the end of the day, if I'm here next year, which I want to be, but if I'm not, I'm still working to be better. So that's my thoughts.
So with all that being said, I'm sure that both parties are interested and they will get a deal done in the off season, especially now that the Raiders are going to free up a lot of cap space once Derek Carr is gone. Dundito, Benito. There definitely should be enough money to go around and bring back all of our core players and bring in even more help to add on to this team next season. So with Davante Adams already announcing that he'll be back, Josh Jacobs most likely re-signing with the team, and then having a healthy Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, not to mention possibly beefing up the offensive line and defense with the money that we've saved, the Raiders in 2023 should be set to compete. We'll just have to find the right quarterback to take over the helms at least for one season. Other than that, this should get a lot of people, a lot of the Raider Nation excited for this team after the Derek Carr era. Like Mark Davis has said, this isn't a rebuild, this is a reload. You know what I mean? I don't know how many times we're going to reload, but hopefully next year is that year. Now, speaking of somebody that won't be a part of this reload moving forward, is none other than Derek Dallas Carr. But this isn't about the former quarterback. We're talking about his family, the Carr family in general, because these jabronis wanted to go out there and throw some shots at the Raiders like they owe them something. First of all, this all started on Sunday during the Raider and Niner game. I mean, you see some of their family members out there posting some stories, some little subliminal messages with Niner gear on back in the days, and even the final score after the game, thinking they were slick, but nah, we seen right through that bullshit. Then Derek Carr's less successful brother David wanted to go out on TV and basically vent about how the Raiders treated his brother wrong.
He's said for a long time that I'm only going to play for the Raiders. So that's loyalty. So he's bringing people in the entire time. Is he appreciated for that? No. All he did was go out and be the all-time leading passer in the history of the Raiders. It wasn't Derek that changed, right? It was the Raiders that changed.
Are you serious right now, bro?
So the Raiders are going to seek a trade, which Derek has a no-trade clause, and he's going to look for teams that have a stable situation. Stable. He's also going to be looking for a team that is also looking for a quarterback that has a reputation for game-winning drives and fourth-quarter comebacks. I'm excited. Maybe he's the missing piece for someone.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
Now I understand being mad, sticking up for your brother, and yes, I do gotta say that Derek Carr has been real loyal to the Shield, and that's why I respect the dude so much. And you know what? On top of that, you could also say that for most of the years that Derek Carr has been here in the silver and black, it has not been his fault. But let's not act like this dude was the answer for us moving forward. Let's not act like this dude was slowly declining, because Derek was not that guy. And I know that he wanted to bring up the fact that, you know, Derek Carr, the most fourth quarter comebacks, yada yada yada. Where was that quarterback this season when we needed him the most? Because there were so many games we could definitely use that fourth quarter comeback king, or whatever you guys want to call that. There were so many games that we missed this season, so many games that we dropped because our offense couldn't move down the field. We couldn't do nothing in the red zone. Your brother couldn't do nothing in the pocket. He literally would sit in that pocket. He wouldn't even move up. He would sit in that pocket and move right into the defensive tackle's hands like a fucking statue. And you expect us, the Raider Nation, to see that shit and think, oh, we should keep this dude around because of all the things that he did for us in the silver and black. We should thank this guy. We should keep him around. We should be mediocre moving forward because this guy has loved the silver and black. He has all the Raider records. I mean, shit, if you're going to stay around here for 9 years in the silver and black, of course you're going to break every record, because I don't think there's been any quarterback out there that has stayed around longer than, what, 4 or 5 years? I believe so. So, of course, Derek Carr is going to go out there and break records. But has that really showed in the win column? No, we haven't seen a lot of wins. And in his 9 years of being here in the silver and black, we've only been to the playoffs twice. In 2016, I can definitely tell you Derek Carr was our MVP. Derek Carr was the reason why we were in the playoffs that season. That team revolved around Derek Carr. So yes, I'll give you that. And some other years I would say Derek Carr has been solid for us. But since then, last year's playoff run that we had at the end of the season, yes, Derek Carr was the leader. Yes, Derek Carr helped this team in the locker room move forward through all the adversity, through all the bullshit. Even having a mediocre interim head coach like Rich Bisaccia, he still helped lead this team as a leader, not with his play on the field. I would say that everything around him, the defense and Josh Jacobs, was the main reason why we were able to go into the playoffs last season, not Derek Carr. And you could definitely see that last season when the game was on the line, when we needed our quarterback to make a play against the Bengals. What did he do? He threw an awful pass to end up in an interception. So at the end of the day, we're moving on from Derek Carr. You don't have to be petty about it. You don't have to go on social media, throw all these subliminal messages about how the Raiders did him wrong. He deserves better, yada, yada, yada. We're moving on from Derek Carr like we moved on from Khalil Mack, like we moved on from Darren McFadden, like we moved on from Amari Cooper, so on and so forth. There's been a lot of Raiders, like we moved on from Marcus Allen, Tim Brown. There's been a lot of Raider legends that we've moved on from, and it has not been the end of the world. So with Derek Carr, yes, he's done a lot for this organization, but it was time to move on. So to take a huge step back, you strip away all the stats that he has. You strip away the loyalty that he has. What else has Derek Carr done for this organization to stay as our quarterback? Because he hasn't won any playoff games for us. He hasn't won any Super Bowls for us. Shit, the New York Giants, who won 2 Super Bowls with Eli Manning, their fan base tore this dude down at the end of his career. They wanted to move on from him so badly. They wanted to trade him so badly because he was so mediocre at the end of his career. But that dude won them 2 Super Bowl rings. So what's the excuse of keeping Derek Carr around when we weren't winning at all? That's just my biggest question to you guys. I just kind of wanted to vent about this whole subject. I seen the video and I really wanted to talk about it. I just didn't really have a lot of time to do it. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation? What are your thoughts on the Carr family? I know that, you know, David Carr is going to go on the Harvester podcast sometime soon and kind of spill all the tea out there. I just think that's just a lot of bullshit. But hey, that's just me. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today in this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It does a lot for this channel. Also, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider and your boys. Yeah.
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoff. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.